All right, let's get into it. Steph Curry, Olympic gold medalist.
Hmm.
We're going to do a deep dive into this whole thing. We've got this interview he did on The Late Show with
Hmm.
Stephen Colbert. And um, I got to say, Colbert really got some interesting stuff at him, like stuff you wouldn't normally hear in a typical post-game interview.
Yeah, this one goes way deeper than that. You really get a sense of his mindset, how his faith plays a role, and how he sees this victory fitting into his career, which is already, pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 4 NBA championships and now this. I mean, the guy even said he hasn't let the medal out of his sight since he got back from Paris.
Wow, that's dedication.
Right. But here's the thing that I thought was kind of wild.
Yeah.
He actually ranked the gold medal as his 5th most important title.
Fifth. You'd think for a guy with 4 NBA rings, the Olympic gold would be right up there, but
Yeah.
the way he explained it, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, how so?
Well, he talked about how the NBA championship, that's like a grueling 9-month journey, right? But the Olympics, that's different. It's like this global recognition almost. It's like,
He did mention that everywhere he goes now, people are chanting USA for him, which you don't really see that kind of national pride thing in the NBA. It's usually all about your specific team. Yeah.
exactly. And Colbert even pointed out the medal itself actually has a piece of the Eiffel Tower in it.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah. So it's tied to that specific moment in time, that place.
It's like he's got a little piece of Paris with him wherever he goes. And speaking of Paris, remember how Curry struggled at the beginning of the tournament? And then, bam, just like that, he turned things around.
Yeah. And when Colbert asked him about it, his answer was all about mindset.
He called it positive self-talk, which honestly, you hear that from top performers in any field, not just sports.
Totally. It's that belief in yourself, even when things aren't going your way.
And then he told this story about LeBron James, right? So he was talking to a reporter about this whole positive self-talk thing. And LeBron just walks by, overhears him, and goes, damn right it is.
Aha, can you imagine? In that LeBron voice. But it's cool, though, because it shows that camaraderie, even among rivals when they're on that Olympic team together.
Yeah, and I bet hearing that from LeBron probably meant a lot to Curry, even if it was just a passing comment.
Okay, now for something a little lighter. Did you hear about the nickname the French commentators gave Curry?
Oh, Le Diable, right.
Yeah, the devil.
I guess they weren't too happy with how he was playing against their team.
Apparently, Curry said he watched the highlights with the French commentary and just died laughing.
That's amazing.
Oh, and it gets better. McDonald's in France, they actually pulled their curry sauce off the menu for a while.
Seriously?
Yeah. They even had this playful ad saying they were removing it for obvious reasons.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
Right. They even had a caption that said, 4 years minimum.
So maybe it'll be back for the next Olympics. Who knows?
Well, I guess it depends on how Curry plays, right? All right, now we got to talk about the night-night celebration. I mean, Colbert giving him that new Eat hoodie was just perfect.
It really was. But it got me thinking, it's more than just a celebration at this point. It's like a personal brand almost, right?
That's a great point. Like, LeBron's got his chalk toss. Michael Jordan had the tongue thing.
It's about creating these memorable moments that fans connect with, almost like a trademark.
Yeah, exactly. And now you see kids all over the world doing the new Enrit, too.
It's crazy how these signature moves can catch on like that, become part of an athlete's story.
For sure. It creates that community, like everyone's in on it. And from a marketing perspective, it's brilliant. It can be used on merchandise and ad campaigns. The possibilities are endless.
That's like he accidentally created a sleep-themed empire with that move.
Yeah.
But speaking of things with deeper meaning, there was this part of the interview where they talked about the Bible verse, Philippians 4:13.
Mm-hmm.
The one Curry has in his Instagram bio.
Oh, yeah, that was powerful.
Yeah, he talked about how it's his source of strength, determination, his purpose, all that. He even shared this story about his mom. Before his first college practice, she texted him that verse and told him to find one that he could lean on. And he said he writes it on every pair of shoes he wears.
That's incredible. It shows you how important faith can be for athletes, not just for comfort, but for that inner drive to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, it's like having that something to ground you, something to provide strength.
And it's not just for athletes either. That resonates with everyone.
Oh, absolutely. And then, of course, Colbert had to throw in a little humor. He asked Curry if he thought God picks winners in games. It's like the question every sports fan has probably pondered at some point, right?
Oh, definitely. It's one of those tricky topics. On one hand, you've got this belief in a higher power guiding things. But then there's also the unpredictable nature of competition, the element of chance.
Right. How do those two ideas coexist? It's a tough one.
But I thought Colbert did a good job of bringing it up in a lighthearted way. while still acknowledging that it's a complex issue for a lot of people.
For sure. And Curry's response was perfect. He said maybe God does a few parlays on the side.
Classic Curry.
Right. It kept the mood light while still letting the audience think about it without feeling judged. I mean, this whole interview has been a whirlwind, honestly, from the meaning of the gold medal to the Le Diable nickname and the Nui Nui phenomenon, and then his reflections on faith. It's just been a lot.
Yeah, we've covered so much ground already, and there's still more to unpack. We haven't even gotten into the whole marketing side of the Nui Nui thing yet, or some of the bigger questions this interview raises about branding and the pursuit of excellence.
Well, I guess that means we'll have to keep diving deep. We'll be back after the break to explore all that and more. So we were talking about that new and how it's blown up. It's really taken on a life of its own.
Yeah, it's not just a celebration anymore. It's like part of his brand. That Colbert Nui Nui hoodie was perfect, though. I loved that.
Oh, for sure. But it made me think about, how athletes build their brand these days. It's not enough to just be good. Got to have those memorable moments too, right?
Totally. Got to create that image, that narrative that goes beyond the game. Like you see LeBron do the chalk toss, or think about Jordan's tongue thing.
Yeah, instant recognition, like trademarks almost.
And then you've got fans everywhere trying to copy them. Creates this sense of community, like everyone's in on the joke, you know?
It's crazy how those moves catch on, become part of their story.
For sure. And marketing loves it too. You can slap it on merch, use it in ads. So many possibilities.
It's basically got a sleep-themed empire going on now, thanks to that Knew It. Going back to something we talked about earlier, Curry's faith, that part with Colbert about God picking winners in games, that was interesting.
Yeah, that's a question a lot of sports fans think about, especially if they're religious. How do you reconcile believing in a higher power with the fact that, sometimes it's just luck?
Right, you got faith on one side and chance on the other.
It's a tough one. I thought Colbert handled it well, though. Kept it light, but acknowledged it's complicated.
Yeah, and Curry's response about God maybe doing a few parlays, that was classic.
It really was. Kept it fun, but still got people thinking.
This whole conversation has been wild. I mean, we've got the gold medal, meaning Le Diable, the Nui thing.
Yeah.
And then his faith. It's a lot to process.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of insights. But you know what's really stuck with me? It's Curry's sense of purpose.
What do you mean?
He's achieved so much, but he still seems grounded, like he's driven by something bigger.
Whether it's faith, family, wanting to inspire others, there's something there.
And that's something we can all relate to, right? Finding that why that pushes you forward.
Absolutely. It reminds me of that question Colbert asked him. What achievement would be like that gold medal for him?
Yeah, what would have that same weight? It really makes you think about what truly matters.
It's not about the medal itself, it's what it represents.
All that work, the dedication, overcoming challenges.
I'm going to be thinking about that question for a while. It really drives home the point that this isn't just about basketball. It's about chasing those dreams, finding your purpose.
And realizing that we all have that potential for greatness, even if we're not Steph Curry.
Well said. This has been an awesome deep dive into Curry's Olympic journey. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
It's wild, right? Like, you think about Curry's story, and even if we're not, pro athletes or anything, there's still so much we can take away from it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mindset, resilience, finding your purpose. Those are things everyone deals with no matter what you do.
Like when he talked about that slump at the beginning of the tournament and how he used that positive self-talk to turn things around, it just shows that even someone at his level, they still face those challenges.
It makes you realize that success isn't about being perfect. It's about having the tools to deal with those ups and downs.
And it wasn't just about mental strength either. Like, his faith played a big role too. Yeah, that Bible verse he mentioned, having something to ground you, something to give you strength, that's so important.
It could be religion, family, philosophy, whatever works for you.
As long as it gives you that why, that reason to keep going when things get tough.
And, it made me think about that question Colbert asked him about what achievement would be like that gold medal for him.
Oh, yeah. What would have that same weight? What a question.
Really makes you think about what matters most to you.
It's not about the medal itself. It's what it represents.
All that hard work, dedication, overcoming obstacles, that's the real gold,
Makes you wonder, what would your gold medal moment be?
What goal, if you achieved it, would make you feel like you truly made it?
That's something worth reflecting on.
This whole deep dive, it's been about so much more than just basketball. It's about finding your purpose, chasing those dreams, and knowing you have the potential.
We all have that potential, like Steph Curry.
Well said. And on that note, we're wrapping up this deep dive. Hope you guys enjoyed exploring Steph Curry's Olympic journey with us. And we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.